Sporty greetings and welcome. Yes, I promised to do this, and I'm doing just that. I said right after the Nigeria Benin Republic match, I'm going to come talk to my people. So what's up? What's up? Come on, let me adjust this chair. This is going to be serious business. Sporty greetings. How you guys doing? Yeah, I see a lot of people engaging on the content. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. My name is Austin OKON-AKPAN, but on this street, you can call me proudly Austin. Yeah. And I do sports, entertainment, and so much more. I call this the Fun Factory. So shout out to my guys on TikTok. Welcome, welcome. Let's talk about the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. What a journey. Match day 10, done and dusted, and gracious goodness, Group C produced fireworks. It gave us so much to talk about. Nigeria scored 4 goals. Can you believe it? The Super Eagles struggled to score 2 goals. But on the final day of the World Cup qualifiers, they scored 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you believe it? Because now they looked at it and said, are we going to miss out of the World Cup? Reality bites, you know. So shout out to Nigerian football fans. And congratulations. Yeah, that's in order because it's still not over. Beating Benin Republic by 4 goals to nothing kept hopes alive for Nigeria to qualify for the World Cup. But they have to go through the CAF playoffs first. It's still a long journey, guys, but look, when you're in it, there's still hope. They need to go through the CAF qualifiers, and right after that, they will go to the intercontinental qualifiers also. And when they get that done, then they'll pick a ticket. So basically, 9 teams get automatic qualification from Africa to the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and then 1 team will go through the playoffs route. That's a route that I'm sure no Nigerian football fans would have thought that after match day 10, the Super Eagles will be going through that route to qualify for the World Cup. Football can be so humbling. Who would have thought? Like, I never, when this draw was done, if you tell me that Nigeria in a group that had Lesotho, Zimbabwe, South Africa, because it's like South Africa talking now, look back to South Africa. We say South Africa are our wives, we think South Africa silly, but it is changing now, with football. So, I did the last live and it was so much fun. Shout out to the 1,752 persons that joined. You guys made it engaging. You guys made it fun. I didn't feel like ending 2 hours, 35 minutes, and I still felt like, going because you guys made it fun. So let's do the same thing tonight. If you join the live, feel free to, engage with it. Send me messages, talk about the qualifiers, analyze the Super Eagles. Let's be civil, though, because I listen to some fans and how pissed they are with the team. But I just want to say shout out to those who kept supporting the team. Some persons, their optimism was contagious. I listened to them and I said, this is what it means to support your team. So shout out to everyone that supported the Super Eagles. South Africans, you see now South Africans are showing Nigeria love. They are saying, well done, thank you, Nigeria. South Africa, you see now that Nigeria helped you to qualify for the World Cup. I make content and South Africans misconstrue what I'm trying to say, don't get the message. But now that Nigeria has beaten Benin Republic for them, South Africans are coming around our content to say thank you. But we appreciate your appreciation, South Africa. It's all for the love of the game. But Nigerian football fans, what do you think? Let's talk about match day 10. With what you saw from the Super Eagles, are you convinced or you're disappointed that they left it late? Some persons are saying, so they can play this sort of football and, they made their journey to this World Cup a topsy-turvy one, because I think they brought it upon themselves. I still feel like I should do that journey again. I know I did a lot of talks as regards the journey the last time, but I'm thinking for those who didn't join the live, we can actually do it again. Should we? Just, to put into context so people will understand where we're coming from and why Nigeria will struggle in a group that's got Zimbabwe, no disrespect, Lesotho, Benin Republic, football, Rwanda. Football can be so humbling. If you think I don't know what I'm talking about, go and ask South Africa. They were so pumped up after match day 8. And then they got docked that 3 points. And it was supposed to be motivation. Is that no nothing? Is it not Zimbabwe and Rwanda? Zimbabwe came to Durban and South Africa couldn't win. Coach Hugo's mood, his speech went from this to down here. I watched it before. Go check it out on my channel. I did the before and after of Hugo Bruce, and I was like, football can be so humbling. But South Africans, if you're joining the live session, welcome and congratulations for qualifying to the World Cup. I listened to Hugo Bruce say for 24 years South Africa hasn't qualified for the World Cup, and I think he's right because when they hosted in 2010, it was automatic qualification. Yeah, so that's a huge milestone, South Africa, and Africa stand up. It's a clear testament of you reap what you sow. South Africa has shown it. The 3 players that scored today against Rwanda, Kaizer Chiefs players. Their league, the Premier Soccer League in South Africa, is already winning, is shining. I remember the last time I was here, I was saying it, and one guy was trying to challenge me to say, no, everything is not administration. It is. Everything rises and falls on leadership. And that's what South Africa is achieving with their football. They've got the bulk of the team. Almost 90% of the Bafana Bafana team is from the PSL. That's massive. Cape Verde has qualified for the World Cup. When we were talking about Cape Verde sometimes, people didn't understand. I was saying that, look, I've monitored Cape Verde. Look at them at the last AFCON. They were no pushover. Even in basketball now, they are rubbing shoulders with the top guys. They are competing, they are investing, and they're seeing the rewards, So let these qualifiers, let it inspire countries. Let it set, our consciences to say, as Africans, what are we doing for development? Why are we just about win? Why are we not investing? Maybe that's just what the problem is. So when I look at Cape Verde, when I see South Africa and what South Africa seems to be doing, South Africa did just well. Thanks so much, Timmy Lane, for joining the live. And thank you so much for your support. I see you guys engage with the content. You guys make me want to do this because truly sometimes, doing the live stuff can be so tiring. I don't have the time. That's what I keep saying, But my colleague, go get your courses. She will push me. Say, Austin, come live. Come and talk to people. You've got the knowledge. You've got the followers. So, yeah, I just want to celebrate all the African teams that have qualified so far. Ghana, congratulations to Ghana. Challenge, you guys come at us, but I feel good for Ghana, for a team that didn't make it to the AFCON, and then they went back to re-strategize, and now Ghana is qualified for the World Cup. I was landing on Cape Verde. Look at the Cape Verde story. Maybe the celebration I saw, maybe it was when they gained independence in 1950, that 50 years ago rather, that they would have had that sort of celebration because it's massive for their country. It's a small country of less than 1 million people. I think they up to 600,000. And look at what they have done with sports. They have used sports to unite their country. They have used sports to stay strong. They've used sports to empower young persons. And so I keep saying that sports has got the power to transform lives, to unite nations, and make this world a better place, So that's why no beef tonight. I just want to say congratulations. And it's so because I know when the Nigerian followers starts coming on this live, they will be pumped up because of what the Super Eagles did. And we'll get to that, But for emphasis, let me just talk about the road to this 2026 FIFA World Cup. And I tagged it Super Eagles' incredible journey. Last time I said topsy-turvy, was here and there. But now it has turned into incredible because they were down and out. And that's a motivational story right there. It's inspirational. Yeah, Timile saying congratulations to the Super Eagles for getting there one step at a time. But when you look at that playoffs, the 4 teams, the other 3 teams, there are no pushover. Everybody wants to go to the World Cup. But I think this should test them because they put themselves in this situation. They must find a way to get themselves out of it, the Super Eagles. But the fact that they showed resilience from match day 7, 8, and then they are now in the playoffs. I think it's good enough for us to say congratulations to them. I know some Nigerian football fans are still pissed, but with what the Super Eagles they've done to, be in the conversation, as a match day 9, after beating Lesotho, they were not in the conversation, particularly because they conceded that annoying goal. It ended 2-1. So DR Congo had a bit of edge over the Super Eagles, but that has been overthrown now with this big win that they had over Benin Republic. Let's talk about that game, Nigeria, Benin Republic. Look, it was tense. I listened to Coach Gernot Rohr at a pre-match conference, and he said they want to win. He said something that I liked. Coach Gernot Rohr said of the three teams, Nigeria, South Africa, and Benin Republic, it was the Cheetahs, his team, that had their destiny in their hands. And I totally agree with him. That was so apt. South Africa was depending on Nigeria to win Benin Republic, so they beat Rwanda and qualified. Nigeria was hoping on Rwanda to beat South Africa, or South Africa draw with Rwanda for Nigeria to qualify. It was only Benin Republic that knew that they needed to win and then qualify. And they stayed focused on that objective. And he said another thing that was really good. They did not play their games at home. So for a team that played 5 away games, in fact, all the games were away games for them, and they showed that sort of character, then shout out to the Cheetahs of Benin Republic. Shout out to Coach Gernot Rohr. They should be proud, they should be proud of what they have achieved. It's just rather, it would have been good to see them at the playoffs, because I like when teams, do things that are right, when they invest, particularly the small teams in Africa. It's inspiring. I'm big on development. So when I big up countries who do so much for development, it's just so it can rub off on the other countries to have a look at what they are doing, and do the same thing. So I listened to him, and he gave a spirited, talk as regards what he wants to do with this Beninois team and what they have achieved and where they have reached. And for someone who led Nigeria, Coach Gernot Rohr was coach of the Super Eagles for over 5 years. I had the privilege of meeting him. I had more than 3 exclusive interviews with him. I can remember so well 2017, 2018. We flew together to Jos to watch Plateau United win the Nigeria Premier Football League, and then the crowd came to the stadium. I had to shield Coach Gernot Rohr. I had to carry him through that crowd to safety, for us to get out of the stadium. That was a big moment for me and Coach Gernot Rohr, and I know he will never ever forget that, because he was practically mobbed, from nowhere. As soon as the medal presentation was done, these fans just bam into the pitch, and Coach General, well, to me, I said, Coach, we need to find a way to push ourselves out of here. So I still remember, so, and I appreciate him for what he did with football development in Nigeria. He was the one who was saying, I need to build a team. We need to keep building. We need to take it one step at a time. But the NFF, I think they were done. They were done with all of the talks. They wanted win. Went to the AFCON, he didn't win. But they qualified us to the World Cup with 2 games to go in 2017. So it was because of that achievement when FIFA came for us for a player eligibility breach. Remember, Shehu Abdullahi had the red card, the 2 yellow cards, and Nigeria didn't know. Just same issue with South Africa. But because we had amassed so much points, we had already qualified. So when they took out 3 points, it didn't do anything to our qualification for the 2018 FIFA World Cup. So I remember Coach Gernot Rohr so well. And when I heard him speak, it was so heartwarming. He said, it is not a war. That is a game of football. I said, Coach, it's war. It is war. Nigeria wants to go to the World Cup. No, you cannot tell us that. So someone asked him, how would you feel if Nigeria don't make it to the World Cup? And he said that take emotions out of it, that he will feel good if Benin Republic makes it to the World Cup. And that was so apt, So it was a tense game. I listened to captain of the Cheetahs of Benin Republic, Steve Money, and Steve Money was like, because it is Nigeria, they are pumped up because they respect Nigeria a lot. They share borders with Nigeria and they do a lot of things with their football through what they see Nigeria do. In fact, some of Nigeria's reject players who know that they cannot make it to the Super Eagles. They go to find way to play for Benin Republic, and we've got quite a number of Nigerians on the team. So that press conference set the tone for the match, and we knew it was going to be a cracker. You cannot take away the fact that Benin Republic took their destiny into their hands from match day 4. After they defeated Nigeria, they picked up momentum. And he said it. That win was the first time Benin Republic was beating Nigeria ever in a game of football. So that did a lot to their momentum. And right from there, Benin Republic didn't look back. So I knew this game was going to be tight. But something was going to change it. The mentality of the Super Eagles. And gracious goodness, that was the mentality we've always been asking for. And why is it difficult to score goals? Why is it difficult to oppress your opponents? Why is it difficult to score first and score again? We saw a Super Eagles team. 3rd minute. 1, 2, 3. Goal. Can you believe it? Why did they leave it so late? We scored a beautiful goal. Fantastic defense splitting pass from Samuel Chukwueze and then Victor Osimhen. Oh, what a finish. A striker's delight goal. Just placed it. He took that goal like it was taking a penalty kick. Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. Fantastic. 36th minute. Before that goal, they had pushed, soaked Benin Republic with pressure, locked off Benin Republic from the midfield. Everybody was on point. They understood the mission. They were purpose-driven. No errors. 36 minutes. Did you see how some... And look, we've been saying it. And this, remember I said it, guys, that for us to play good football, Alex Iwobi needs to show some creative edge. So whatever made Eric Shell think about Samuel Chukwueze who can do those runs was masterpiece thinking. We saw it at the Unity Cup. Some of us said, well, because we know that Samuel Chukwueze can be very inconsistent. That's my problem with him. And when he wants to be stingy, it works against the team. That is why sometimes I don't want to see Samuel Chukwueze in the team. I want to put him on the bench. He sees the game. And when we're winning, he can come and then wear off the opponents with his runs. And when he's lucky, he can shoot. But at the Unity Cup, he played from the center and he was effective. And I said, because he has a quick feet. And if you look at him at Fulham now, he's doing the same thing and he's growing with it. So after the Unity Cup, I said, maybe we can be using Samuel Chukwueze to rove with Alex Iwobi. And that was what happened today. I love the way he was intentional with going to pick the loose balls and being in space to take the ball. So remember, it was a train. Benjamin Fredericks was waiting for who would come for it. And there was a Samuel Chukwueze there. He took it, called the defender to him, and made a lovely cross. Who was reaching for it? Unstoppable Victor Osimhen. And that was his 5th goal. So altogether, he's got 6 goals in the qualifiers. Don't forget he was injured, I think, for the first and second match. So the guy is just fantastic. He's a fantastic striker, and he's got a long way to go. So he's definitely going to break Rashidi Yekini's record of being the highest goal scorer for the Super Eagles. And so it was 2-0. And so the Super Eagles took a 2-0 lead into the break. It was so good, that Nigeria is playing a game of football. This same Uyo that was saying that, okay, Chukwueze, remember you were saying that Uyo has not favored us. A lot of people have been saying that Uyo is not the place for us because we've not been getting the sort of results, that we want from the Godswill Akpabio Stadium in Akwa Ibom. So, 2-0. Second half, Nigeria said we are not done. They kept pushing. And there was a free kick. Moses Simon with a lovely cross. Who was reaching for it again? Victor Osimhen. Hat-trick. Fantastic. Fantastic. Look, this is a story that if they carry this momentum into the playoffs, they will beat teams silly. Like they will beat those teams. I don't even want to start bragging when people say, oh, Nigerians will started again. But if they take this same mentality into the qualifiers, into these playoffs, This is Gabon. Everybody's saying Gabon, 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 Gabon. Is it because Super Eagles did what they did and they are going through playoffs? They're bigger than the playoffs. I'm just trying to get some statistics out of the game so that we can share them together. But it was such a fantastic game of football. Now, when Victor Osimhen scored that header for the third goal, watch how they were pushing because we needed goals because they were watching DR Congo, and DR Congo's game would just be starting right after our game. So they didn't want anything that was going to, disrupt this route to the playoffs. They needed a fourth goal to just make things, look just all right. And that fourth goal came, and it was just so perfect. I love the guy who scored it. I look at Frank Onyeka, the tank, and I see that each time he plays for Nigeria, remember they didn't call Onyeka when we played Zimbabwe, and I was livid. I even asked Coach Eric Shell, how can we drop Frank Onyeka with the partnership he forged, with the work rate we saw at the AFCON? How can we drop Frank Onyeka? And now that he has come back to the team, he has shown that when he's playing with Wilfred Ndidi or Alassane Yusuf or Frank or Ralph Onyedika, he is just the perfect partner for any of those guys. He doesn't have issues, and people and the players like him. I've spoken to a lot of Super Eagles players, and they are very comfortable with Frank Onyeka. So with this style that Eric Shell is playing, I was like, maybe Frank Onyeka doesn't fit into the tactics, because I noticed now that he switches the tactics. He doesn't just stay with his diamond formation from start to finish. But when Frank Onyeka came, I saw that we started pushing. And now he got that goal. He was so good. So good. I was watching that game and watching South Africa's game. It's like they were showing South Africa what Nigeria was doing in Uyo. So Osimhen scored in the 3rd minute. In the 5th minute, oh my God, that Batters goal. Gracious goodness. Stunner, rocket shot. Oh my God, South Africa say anything that wants to happen today, let it be that we used our own hands not to go to the World Cup. But to win this game today, we're going to win it. Because they were so sure that Nigeria will come out as wounded lions and devour Benin Republic. And that was what we did. So Nigeria scored in the 3rd minute. South Africa scored in the 5th minute. The ball was just going around. Also in our police had it one time, passed to another player. They were switching, moving around. And then when it got to Mbata, oh my God, he pulled the trigger. Lovely shot. Top corner stuff. No chance for goalkeeper. 1-0. South Africa, they did not stop there. I think it was just, the 25th minute. So 20 minutes later, boom. Oswena Police. Fantastic goal. Now, Nigeria, this is what we're talking about. We said it. The bulk of the South Africa team, they are from the PSL, Mamelodi Sundowns and Major League Kaizer Chiefs. And look at the type of football they are playing. So if there's any lesson we want to get out of this World Cup qualifiers, Nigeria, fix the league. We must create structures and systems for football development in Nigeria. Shout out, hey, my South African brothers are here now. Welcome, South Africa. Danny, you see now that Nigeria loves South Africa. You see now that we are not your competitors. We have helped South Africa to qualify for the World Cup now. So, South Africa, go and support Nigeria during the playoffs. Go and wish us well and make sure that we also qualify and join you to the World Cup. It's such a beautiful moment for South Africa. I saw the celebrations. I saw Coach Hugo Bruce. The pressure was too much. So South Africa, at least now you don't have any reason to go and appeal that your FIFA sanction. Just let it go. You did something wrong. Go and use it to, clean up your football. Time out with Ogechukwu saying these guys pissed me off with this performance because it made me feel like they have been messing up. Exactly. That's why I want to go back to the beginning again. After 4 games, the Super Eagles had just 3 points. They played 1-1 in the opening round, in the opening game with Lesotho. The painful thing is they kept coming back. Lesotho scored first. Nigeria came back. Second game, they played 1-1 with Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe scored first. Nigeria came back. Third game, they played draw again with South Africa. And then lost the fourth game to Benin Republic 2-1 in Abidjan. And that was what just scattered everything. From a possible 12 points, they got just 3. And that's why I've called it an incredible run, because any other team would have, it is over. So we must commend them for their resilience. Kelvin, wow, I'm so happy, oh gosh, I can sleep well for now. For now, because there's still work to be done, you know. You still need to go through the CAF playoff, and then you go into the international one too. Just look at what they've done to themselves. Meanwhile, small Cape Verde is celebrating that they qualify for the World Cup. I think there are lessons in this for Nigeria. You know, I agree with you, Oge. I said the same thing, that so Nigeria can play this sort of game. Let's go to TikTok. Ugochukwu, we are going for the World Cup. Okay, let's see. We're going to the World Cup. Let's see. They need to win first. They need to win. Don't mind. Okay, I don't know what I was talking about. Anyway, shout out to the guys joining from different platforms. Bro, you're too much, always hitting the nail on the head. That's what we can do. You know, we need to be real to particularly administrators, because I saw the NFF officials celebrating now. That's the big problem with Nigeria. When we win, we forget that we had problems. They did the same thing with Coach Gernot Raw. Coach Gernot Raw kept identifying the problems and kept saying that we are building. They didn't listen to the man. Now look at what he has done with Benin Republic. He has shown that he can actually build and get results, because it is what you sow, you reap, and you need to invest. And when you're building, it's supposed to hurt you. It's a sacrifice. It's long term. Look at South Africa now. Look at what they've done for their football. South Africa has been building. When they won the CAF Under-20 AFCON, I said this country, they're going somewhere. During the last AFCON, South Africa was very decent. Nigeria beat South Africa through penalties. And they played good football in that game. At some point, I thought it was even unfortunate. They could have gone on to win it. Now, South Africa is in the conversation. You know, I think Kelvin is Nigerian. But shout out to my South Africans that are joining. Lindo Kule, wishing you guys well. We're happy as South Africans. I still would like to see the super. Look, you guys wish us well, South Africans, Ghanaians, everybody wish Nigeria well. No disrespect to the other guys. Let them go also look for their own supporters, you know. So I see Gabon, Cameroon, Nigeria, and Burkina Faso as the 4 teams that will compete in the CAF playoff, you know. And I look at those 3 teams, no disrespect, but I think Cameroon doesn't worry Nigeria anyway now. It's maybe Gabon. And Aubameyang, I think, got a red card, so he might not even play the first game. So that's advantage. But you see, because they've been building too, I tell people, name 3 good players from the Gabonese team. You'll call Aubameyang and struggle to talk about the rest. But Nigeria, we've got the stars, we've got the superstars, we've got players playing in Europe, top teams in Europe, starters. So this is what pisses me off with the NFF, because they know that we have those ready-made talents. They don't want to build, they don't want to work, and that's why we're here. So just hope that they will pick the lessons from the experience of these qualifiers, because they also goofed. They goofed from the start because they are so big with competitions. The AFCON that year was a big distraction to the NFF. They like competitions because, as I said, with competition mode, you win 6 games, you're in the final. So it's just shortcut for them to just, we are winning, we're doing well. No. And Pizarro knew that the country's football has gone through a faulty brain damage. The people are weeping, they are crying. Oh, what can I do for them now? You know, they've missed out of the World Cup. Let me go to the AFCON. The man played the most terrible style of football we have seen with the Super Eagles, but he was winning 1-0, 2-1, 1-0, 2-1, penalty win. The man was in the final. If he had won the AFCON, everybody would have been praising him. The man got to the final and was asking for his money to be tripled because he got to the final. He didn't win. He did not win. He lost to Ivory Coast that we beat in the group phase. And the man, because he had gotten to the final, and now the NFF, they were back home, and money was going around, everybody was happy as if we had done one great thing with the AFCON. And that was it. Yeah, okay, yeah. It's Nigeria Gabon. I think it should be easy peasy for Nigeria. But with what we have seen, you cannot blame people who well, probably Benin only has one job and they fail. Come on, who is this? Davis, what's this? Where are you from? Like by now, all this noise pollution will stop. Yeah. But say shout out to the Super Eagles. They tried. They showed resilience. Davis, are you not inspired? Were you not entertained? 4-0. The Benin has shown people that they can actually play. No, come on, let's be sincere. There's no beef right here. So, guys, it finished Nigeria 4, Benin Republic 0. South Africa did just enough to beat Rwanda 3-0. I was telling you that story. First goal was scored by Mbata. The second goal was scored by Oswin Apollis. And then Evidence Mbopata. Yeah, what's that name again? I always messed up with that. Makopa. Yeah, and yeah, if you go, I did a short video to just talk about, to summarize the game. I'm just going to drop the link for you guys to see, just in case you've not seen it. I did a commentary with the highlights of the goals. It was a beautiful game of football. So just final round of Group C gave us 7 goals, not just any other type of goals, lovely goals. So South Africa and Nigeria left it, to give us a grand finish. I remember the last time I said it was down to the wire, and this conversation I've said it's all or nothing. The Super Eagles needed to give their all today, because the last time we didn't qualify for the World Cup, Nigerian football fans, can you remember how the pandemonium that broke out at the stadium? They started destroying things. I was just praying for that Godswill Akpabio Stadium in New York, because the fans that I saw out there, they would have been unstoppable, So it was a good thing that Nigeria actually won that match. They didn't just win it, they won it convincingly, and this is what we're talking about. This is how the Super Eagles should be playing. This is the supremacy we're talking about that we know Nigeria football for, not what we're seeing now. And it's so annoying, because it's been going on for quite some time. You see small teams play Nigeria and they flex muscles properly, because they know that it will never be an issue. So we're going to play Gabon in the playoffs. Look, the way they showed character against South Africa, even that Lesotho game, it was a very technical game. And that was why they were making errors. I think they have just more than enough experience from these qualifiers to not mess up against Gabon. So that is the mentality that they should be taking into that game, I just want to post the link to that, review that I did of the game. I put it together. Nigeria beating Benin Republic 4-0, and South Africa beating Rwanda 3-0. Shout out to South Africa. I see the work that Bafana Bafana they've put into their football. Shout out to Coach Hugo Bruce. I must commend him and his charisma and his leadership style and how he has put the South Africa team into place. Look, when I do these things, people don't understand, because, for instance, if you take a look at Cape Verde, some persons that don't know the work that Cape Verde has put into their football will think that they will just go to the World Cup and be some pushover team. No. Go and look at the last 2 AFCONs. That's the sort of football Cape Verde plays. And whenever they meet the big teams, go and look at them. So before anybody comes now and start talking, Cape Verde was in a group that had Cameroon and Angola. And they were able to get 23 points. Gracious goodness. Cape Verde was able to get 23 points. Nigeria, after Madrid, struggling with 17 points. Super Eagles, this must not happen again. It's not just even good for the brand called Super Eagles, But I like it for Africa. I love it so much for the competition. I love that this will be a proper wake-up call for countries that are missing out of the World Cup to say to themselves, what can we do, to get back on track, Because if you look at African football now, it's going towards one shape. The ones who are really working, because if you look at African football, there is no team that you see that is shining, that is not putting in work. Tell me one team that is doing well. So for Nigeria, I can tell properly that It's just talent that is working for us. Just talent. So the NFF needs to know that talent alone cannot do it. Cape Verde, I've just talked about the work that they're doing. They're putting so much work into it and they're doing just fine. We don't want to go to North Africa. Don't do it. Because I said it that theirs is regional development and they've been doing so well. So I just want to run through the tables. I think by now we should be wrapping up. Group A definitely was Egypt, that tops that group, 23 points. Fantastic. They know they play. They didn't lose any. They didn't lose any game. 8 wins, 2 draws, no loss. And they got 26 points. Isn't that how to qualify for the World Cup? That's the yardstick, So shout out to the Pharaohs of Egypt. And in that group A, it was Burkina Faso that finished second. And that was why they were able to make it to the playoffs. Burkina Faso with 21 points. 6 wins, 3 draws, and 1 loss for Burkina Faso. That group also had Sierra Leone, Guinea-Bissau, Ethiopia, and Djibouti. So easy peasy. You want to call out Egypt and Burkina Faso for that win. And they did just that. Group D, Senegal topped the group with 24 points. They didn't lose a game. So you see what I'm saying? If you want to look at Senegal, in the last 10 years, no country has bossed African football more than Senegal. So it's you being able to sustain the momentum when you build it. So Nigeria, we won the AFCON in 2013, and then we started struggling to even qualify for the next one because we're just so big on win, win, win. And then we build and we destroy. That's our biggest problem. So we need to find a way to get sustainable development in place, proper talent development structure. And I keep saying it starts with the league. That's the system. I just called Egypt for you now. They have a shining football league. Shining. Senegal even isn't bad too, but because they have a lot of exports going out of their country to play. But their league is decent. In Group C, just run through the group so you see. You know the Group C story. Should I tell you the Group C story again? Just say it's not just the Super Eagles. It was South Africa, Hurricane. The only reason I even supported those, don't use those kind of words. Be nice, be civil. Remember the last time I talked about mental health, that we need to protect our players. We need to support them, and all of that. And you cannot even say only Osimhen. You cannot just say only Osimhen. You need to know that football is a team sport, So it's very, very important that you. If Samuel Chukwueze didn't give Osimhen the pass, how was he going to score? He won't score. If Samuel Chukwueze didn't cross, how was Osimhen going to head the ball in? He wouldn't be able to produce the header. If Moses Simon didn't put out a lovely cross, Hurricane, how was Osimhen going to get his hat trick? It's team sport. It is what it is. So Osimhen, yes, is pivotal to the team, but if those other guys, okay, Osimhen was part of the team that went to the AFCON. We didn't win it. Osimhen was part of the team that lost to Central African Republic in Lagos. If the team is shitty, Osimhen will be lost. But if the team is good, you will see the potential of Osimhen. It is what it is. So we should stop this thing because I say everybody's got at the AFCON, most of the if you check properly, Ademola Lookman seems to be the joker that even makes Osimhen shine. And I like it because that's football. That's why I see most of them exchanging their positions most times, and the coaches don't have a problem with it. So we should be careful. Yes, if you check big teams, you can have 1 or 2 standout players. But if those Messi team don't lose game when Messi they play, when Ronaldo was doing well and was in Manchester or Real Madrid, they're not losing matches. So it's team sports, Lord Mayor, boss, how do we qualify for playoffs since some teams have more points? No, we've already qualified for the playoffs. What are you talking about? We qualified, Lord Mayor. We're in the playoffs. We're going to be playing Gabon. We're just waiting for our official confirmation. What we did against Benin Republic was fantastic. We only had pressure because we considered a goal against Lesotho. Otherwise, if we had even 1-0, that would have been just fine. But the DR Congo couldn't do just enough. So yeah, Group C, you already know the story, South Africa. Well, thank you so much, More Gates. I always look forward to your live. It's okay, Chukwu Osida is always pushing me, do live, do live. Me, I just want to record one 20 minutes, 30 minutes video and put on my YouTube channel. Because with this live, once I start talking and I get into the mood and I start talking development, I start calling out administrators, I will do this till tomorrow morning, you know. So that's why I try not to do it. But I'm glad you guys like it. And please let's make it conversational. I will read your comments. Tell me what you think about the Super Eagles World Cup journey so far. I'll still go back to chronicle how they came, they saw, they fell, they rose, and now they're standing. We'll still talk about that, but I just want to run through the countries that have qualified for the World Cup. 9 teams from Africa gained automatic qualification. The last slot will go through the playoffs, and I think it's a fantastic format for FIFA to sell the World Cup, you know, to pump up the expectations for the World Cup, because just imagine we'll be talking World Cup. And so CAF keyed into it. Guys, don't forget we're going to be having the AFCON, I think from the 21st till January. So we're going to have Christmas playing AFCON. We're going to have celebrate New Year playing the AFCON, you know. So, yeah. Shout out to the guys on TikTok. AB, say you watched the game. Guys, tell me, what do you think about the game? AB, Lookman always delay the game with his selfishness. Oh, my goodness. Which Lookman are you talking about? You guys don't do this. Look, there's a way you hold up play. It doesn't make you selfish in any way. Why are we doing this? You know, it cannot be making you say Lookman selfish. No. So the coaches will tell you, hold up play, drop one player with you to take the player out. It makes it difficult for the defense line to stay coordinated and create that offside trap. If you check the goal that Akon-AKPAN scored against Lesotho, when Osimhen got the pass, he didn't rush to pass. Okay, you can decide to even take out the defender, but you can lose it and then they'll catch you on the counter. He called the defender by slowing down the play, and then he passed to Akon-AKPAN. So you cannot just rush and say, Lookman was selfish. No, Lookman isn't selfish. If there's any player I was going to call selfish, but it's getting better, it's even Samuel Chukwueze. But Samuel Chukwueze is now growing. He's telling me, Austin, don't look at me that way, because he provided 2 assists today. I didn't see him trying to do all those his runs that are unproductive and don't even give us, you know, the sort of attacking bites that we need. So don't say Ademola Lookman is yeah, that's right. Tell him. Ademola Lookman is a great player, man. I totally agree. What you talking about? That's the African Footballer of the Year. Which Lookman? Which Lookman are you talking about? Please. Anyway, so that's the story. South Africa topped the group C table with 18 points. Remember what happened to South Africa? They got docked 9 points. They got for South Africa 3 points. 3 points. Otherwise, they would have finished on 21 points. So they finished with 18 points. Nigeria followed in second with 17 points. Let me see. South Africa had 3 wins, 5 draws, and 2 losses. Nigeria had 4 wins, 5 draws. Super Eagles, don't do this to yourself again. No, don't do this to yourself. No, he's just talking generally, Ogechukwu, because I talked about, you know, Ademola Lookman being the joker sometimes of Victor Osimhen, and he was saying that Ademola Lookman is selfish and all of that, you know. Moritala Abiola, thank God for Eric Shell. Well, let's just hope that it is not the same go to competition, or the NFL wakes up tomorrow and say, we are not cool with what you did for us, and then send him away because Gernot Rohr was going somewhere and they cut his journey short, you know, just because they thought he had stayed for 5 years. If you check countries who have proper developmental plan, a 5-year plan is the benchmark. A 5-year plan is the benchmark. Look at where South Africa is coming from with their investments. Look at where Morocco is coming from. It was a 10-year plan. 10-year plan. And today, there's no way we are having a football conversation in Africa that Morocco is not involved. What are you talking about, guys? They're going to be hosting the World Cup soon. That's what I'm saying. It's not just playing football on the pitch. There's some things you need to do outside playing football on the pitch that will make your football shine. I keep saying it's 70-30. What you do outside the pitch is 70%, and the 30% you do on the pitch will become the crowning glory. But our people don't understand. It's just talent. Oh, There's one footballer that is doing so well. He's of Nigerian descent. He lives in Belgium. He plays for Genk. Let's go and get him. Oh, there's this player in Italy. His mother is Nigerian. His father is from this. He wants to play for Nigeria. Let's go. As they're doing all that, they're not building. They will never build back home. They will do nothing, you know. Murtala Abiola, honestly, why can't you give a coach a long-term contract, give you the solid team you need? Exactly. Look how you go bruise. And South Africa, you just can't get a coach, and after 2 years, because he didn't qualify for World Cup, tell him to go. You know, it's wrong, but hey, that's Nigeria for you. So South Africa topped the group and gained automatic qualification to the World Cup. Nigeria to the playoffs in Group D. That's my favorite group because Cape Verde topped that group with 23 points. They had 7 wins, 2 draws, and just 1 loss. Small Cape Verde. Lagosians, the entire Ikeja population is bigger than Cape Verde. Small Cape Verde. Small Cape Verde will go to the World Cup. Such a beautiful story. I love it so much. And then Cameroon finished second. Cameroon finished second with 19 points. Small Cape Verde got 23 points. I love that story so much. It's inspiring. And then in Group E, of course, there's Morocco there. They topped the group with 24 points, 8 wins. They had no draw. They had no losses. They won. They won. But you know what happened with Group E, though? You guys know the story of Group E? They have just 5 teams because Eritrea pulled out. So that is what we're waiting for now. There's been so much permutations. Oh, because Eritrea pulled out, there's 5 teams now. All the bottom teams will be cut off from the other groups. And then whatever points you get from them, you will lose it. So I don't understand that talk yet. I think it's just words on the streets. We need proper communications to confirm that. As everybody's asking me, what's going on with that? What's going on with that? We need to wait for FIFA to come out to say, but CAF has made it known, made it clear that if this happens, this is what is going to happen. For instance, if that happens and it's done, South Africa will drop. Nigeria will top that group. Do you know that? Ask me why. Because South Africa played Zimbabwe and got 4 points off Zimbabwe. So if they take 4 points out of South Africa's 18 points, they will drop to 14. Nigeria got 2 points from Zimbabwe. We have 17 now and made it to the playoffs. If they take off that 2 points, Nigeria will be on 15. Benin Republic is third with the same 17 points. But Benin Republic also got 4 points from Zimbabwe. So if they take off their 4 points, they will drop to 13. So ladies and gentlemen, if this happens, who's going to be the leader of Group C? It's going to be South Africa. I hope this happens, South Africans. They will never, ever talk to Nigerians again. So I don't know if Nigerians cannot wait. They are praying for this thing to happen, you know. So it's just this is the conversation that is going on now. So if that is applied, Nigeria will top Group C. And this will be the greatest miracle that I've seen, heard, witnessed with football qualification for the World Cup ever. With everything that the Super Eagles have been through, if they now come up with this and then Nigeria gets automatic qualification to the World Cup, gracious goodness. That means God is saying, go to that World Cup and win it. That is why I've called it Super Eagles' incredible journey to the 2026 FIFA World Cup. This team, 2028, let's see, who probably made it to the World Cup. Wilfred Ndidi, Alex Iwobi. Who else, guys? Remind me. William Troost-Ekong. I think that's about it. It was Moses Simon at the World Cup in 2018. So this generation of players need to be at the World Cup. They need to be at the World Cup. It's very, very important, you know. So that's why I'm rooting for them. I'm just rooting for them, just like the guy who is bigging up Victor Osimhen. I big up all of them because I know them. I see their work. But it wasn't just happening for them. And maybe because they just don't know what it means to wear this badge for the country. They need to teach them. I think instead of ex-internationals to be mad, to be talking and doing podcasts and talking about, you know, Austin, it seems like it's only those in second position they are minusing points from. Why? Why are they minusing points from second position only? No. Well, if Eritrea is at the bottom and leaves, that means their points are gone. So they need to attack teams in the bottom who, if they take off their points, won't do anything to them. So that's what I'm trying to get. I've heard people, I've seen all sort of pressers. So okay, only people who came second. So are you saying they're still going to take points off Nigeria? Okay, they'll take points off Nigeria. I think the point is being deducted already, but it was deducted from just the second place teams. So who was second place teams in our second place team in our group when it was deducted? Whose point was deducted? How does Nigeria qualify if South Africa's points are dropped? It is only from the second place team. Yeah, so guys, tell me, when they took out from second place teams, which of the teams, use group C, use our group. Benin Republic was, South Africa was in second place. South Africa's point was docked for player eligibility breach. Not for this analysis I gave with Eritrea. So when did they dock? Whose point was docked? That's what I don't understand. If you check the second place teams, we have 15 points showing there instead of 7. For Nigeria, I don't know. Come on. Nigeria, second place. Give me a minute. Table. Nigeria. Group C. Nope. Nigeria is showing 17 points. We have 15 points there. The showing us 17. It's 17 points Nigeria is showing everywhere. Check everywhere. It's 17 points. From Nigeria. Nigeria is 17 points. I'm not seeing 15 points. TikTok guys, Nigeria 15 points. Where are you saying it? Where is it? Is it on CAF? Is it on CAF? If you check the second position. Gabon, check the best second. Oh, you're talking the best second table. I understand it's the best second table. I was talking generally. Okay, they need to still explain why it was docked off the second place teams, because Benin Republic this can cause confusion. It can cause confusion for those teams. I get it now. You guys are saying it docked from the second place standings. Yeah, it's unnecessary. I think they would have just left it, because I mean it did nothing to group E. Eritrea pulling out did nothing to it. So yeah, I get it now. I get it now, but that's with the playoffs, and people like Benin Republic can actually contest it anyway. Let's move on. I get what they did. I get it, but I don't just want to. Yeah, this is best second. I know of this. Yeah, I know of this. I was just talking about the proper standing, because if you check the CAF, yeah, but it doesn't make any sense. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, okay, I've seen it. I saw it. I actually used this in my report also. But that's what I'm saying, that this explanation will still cause confusion, because people will read meanings to it. Yeah, I get it, guys. That has been done already. So it's been done already to just determine. I saw it, okay, Chuko, thank you. I saw your message. I've looked at it. I'm saying that I saw that table. I know that Nigeria on that playoff table is 15 points, and I understand that that's where the deduction was done. But generally, if they were going to apply it to everywhere, it should have just been reflected on the table. So record's sake, for transparency, for accountability. That's what I'm talking about. So let's go back. So the teams from Africa that have qualified. We're now in Group E. I told you Morocco. Nigeria didn't do enough to make it to the playoffs. So we already know the 4 teams that made it to the CAF playoff tournament. And in Group F, it was the Ivory Coast with 26 points. They didn't lose a game. Ivory Coast didn't lose a game. Nigeria. I want you to see what I'm trying to say. This is Ivory Coast that was struggling, but they now calmed down and used hosting of the AFCON to correct a lot of things with their football, from infrastructure to the grassroots to even their women's football. And they started doing well. And look at what it has done now for them, and qualifying for the World Cup. Algeria, that one easy peasy from North Africa. They don't argue that. Tunisia, Shout out to Tunisia, the consistency they're showing. Guys, you see that regional development thing that I'm saying, that I want the West and the East, and to an extent South Africa too, to get into it. Because if you check North Africa, that is why they are doing so well in North Africa. Yeah, I think it's part of what affected Benin Republic. Yeah, now I get it, guys. Thank you. I get it. And then this one is actually heartwarming. Group I, Ghana, Akwaba, Chale. I love my Ghana people. And I like them so much because they are also a team or a country that reflects. And in a way, they look at Nigeria. And that is why when Nigeria is in the conversation, you see that Ghana will always up the game. And I like that for them a lot. So Ghana, as I said earlier, didn't qualify for the AFCON. And we trolled them. We laughed at them. What we should understand is why it is being deducted from second teams. Exactly. That's the proper analysis. And that we actually do a lot, I know Africa. I know where this relates to. So let's just leave it. Anyway, so Ghana qualified from Group I. Ghana played 10 matches, goal difference of 17. Ghana had 25 points. Akwaba had 8 wins, one draw, and 1 loss. Shout out to Ghana. Shout out to Ghana. Ghana, well done. So that's it. You already know the teams that have qualified for the World Cup. Nigerian football fans, followers, spectators, advocates. You guys send me messages now. I want to read messages. What is the major lesson from these qualifiers that Nigeria can take into the playoff, do well, and then go to the main one internationally and then pick the ticket? Because we are now carried away. We will now forget all our problems. And when we come back to playoff now, and remember, we are not so good with playing all these all these players. They hardly favor us. Look at what we did with the Ghana one. We did just enough when we went to Ghana, played goalless. When we came to Abuja, we played 1-1. So what is the major lesson, Shout out to the guys on TikTok giving me the comments. Henry, never underestimate the strength of Cat. I don't know who is the Cat. We are Super Eagles. Every match is a serious match. Of course, that's the mentality. If you check Ghana, if you check these teams that topped their groups and qualified, they weren't playing. Even small Cape Verde, they weren't playing. Right from when that's the word, Moritala Abiola, the consistency. It was just killing. That's why I said that AFCON was a terrible experience. We thought it was good for us. It was just somebody's racket that just let's get to the competition. Why always Ghana? Calm down. We're showing love to Ghana. Yeah. We're saying that, Chale, if your people are doing well, there's no beef here tonight. We're doing well, How did we play 2-2 with Rwanda? Did we play 2-2 with Rwanda? No. Unless you're not talking about Nigeria. We beat Rwanda home and away. The first leg in Kigali, Victor Osimhen doubled. We won. We won that one 2-0. And then in Lagos, in Uyo, we defeated them 1-0. It was a nervy match, but we did just enough. It was Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe was our biggest problem, Yeah, don't wait for last minute to wake up. But then you can't tell now. This is a qualifiers, and everybody wants to go to the World Cup. And when you are in a team with underdogs, because if you check it, Nigeria and South Africa were favorites. So it means in our group we have 3 underdogs. Zimbabwe isn't a pushover. The Warriors of Zimbabwe, they play good football. I think what they had with them also was administrative issues. And then Coach Nees at some point just got tired of the team and just lost it with strategies. The Warriors of Zimbabwe, Rwanda's Amavubis, and the Cheetahs of Benin Republic. We have 3 underdogs. This is me not disrespecting Lesotho, but when Lesotho started beat, like for instance, Lesotho defeated Zimbabwe home and away. Lesotho came to Nigeria and scored us first. So when you're playing those sort of teams, you have to be very, very careful. You need to come out and they approach you from the start. You beat Lesotho, you beat Zimbabwe. If you now go and draw South Africa at home, it's understandable. Now we were going to Abidjan to play Benin Republic, Nigeria. That's a neutral ground. I don't care if the field was good enough. It wasn't Benin Republic's home. And if we have a proper system in place where administration is top-notch, we can mobilize people. We have the population. Even in that Cote d'Ivoire, if we gather people in Abidjan, Nigerians will fill up that stadium. Because we aren't doing enough. That's what structure does. When you know what you're doing, you plan, and then you execute properly. Anyway, and then we lost that game to Benin. And that was when things started falling apart. It was our only loss, but it affected the psychology of the team. Even when Coach Eric Shell came, you beat Rwanda at home. And then you went to draw 1-1 with Zimbabwe in Uyo. And it was not just about the draw result. It is the time that they considered the goal. Just give me a minute, guys. Let me just correct this thing. You know, it was the time that they what are you doing? I just want to get this in here. You know, it was the time they considered the goal against Zimbabwe that was just so unacceptable. You cannot be winning the game and you just need to kill it off, and then everybody just goes to sleep and just treat it like. And then Chirewa, particularly the way Trust Ekong was just absent, and then that guy just scored. It was heartbreaking. So that inconsistency, yes, I totally agree with you, my brother. That is what really killed this team. They were so inconsistent in their play. David Abutu, congrats, Ghana. Yeah, David, are you Ghana? No beef. Well, with Nigeria and Ghana now, we are wishing you people well. Wish Nigeria well. Pray for us to qualify to be good. If I come to the World Cup, I support Nigeria, I support Ghana. You guys should not now start saying that Nigerians don't support you, will not support us. You know, but it's all love. Let's do it for the love of the game. Time out with Ogechukwu Osioyelu. The guys, Ogechukwu is my colleague back at Channels TV, and we both do this content creation thing together. So go and subscribe to Oge's channel. She's big on almost everything. She even talks football. That's why she's here, you know, because she's good with everything that she talks about. David, we need to sort out. David is Nigerian. Good to know. We need to sort out our house. I would prefer we concentrate on developing our grassroots. God bless you, bro. Grassroots football and our league, and go learn from the Moroccan FA. You see this thing you just said, David. My brother, chop knuckle. I keep telling the NFF leadership that I know, I say, go and talk to Morocco. Get their model. President Tinubu is beginning to show interest in sports. Go and get the model that the king used. They were in 4 phases. I think the first one was infrastructure. The second one was school sports. The third one was the women. The men were even the last. He said the women should be able to reach the AFCON final. He didn't even say qualify for World Cup. The women qualified for World Cup. The women reached the AFCON final back to back. Think. They were not saying win, 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 win. They invested in infrastructure. Look, FIFA, when they went to check Morocco, they said, no. There's no comma. But we are just so big on win, 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 win. We just want to win. How are you winning? How did you prepare? What are you winning? And if you win, can you sustain it? That's the big problem I have with Nigeria. Go and learn. I like that comment, David. Thank you so much. Learn from the people who are doing it. You see, I'm big on grassroots. I don't know how much you guys know of me. Yes, I talk sports, but you see the grassroots. Is everyone talking about Osimhen? I want to talk about that guy in Ajegule that nobody knows. I want to bring him to the spotlight so that when he does well, I'll say, remember, you saw him here first. I remember I used to travel to Ibadan to do stories on Aaron or Quadri. Wilfred Ndidi still calls me Uncle Austin. I remember I used to go to the barracks to go and shoot him play on I think it was a grassroots club that coach Nduka Obade was controlling. I saw these guys grow from the grassroots. And the thing is, Back in the day, we used to do well with school sports in Nigeria and it was shining. God bless his soul. The late Stephen Keshi from St. Finbar's College got into the national team. Bam. When Coach Vesterhoff came to Nigeria, when he was getting talent, the man was going to schools. He was going. Where did he see Daniel Amokachi? And look at the sort of team the man built. Look at what that is still the golden era of Nigeria's football. That generation of footballers. Because there were people who were, now you struggle. We don't even have any home-based player in the team. Because we're not building. Because we know we are ashamed of the structures of the system. So we cannot go and look for it. It's not shining. So we would rather go and look for players that have been groomed in Europe and bring them to play for Nigeria. I like that comment. The grassroots. And go and learn from people who have models that are winning, that are doing well. Let me see what's going on. What's going on TikTok? How do we do the playoff now? We'll tell you. Just stay with us. Most of our players hide their potentials, and we're watching Osimhen, Ademola, and Thrashed alone. Well, I don't think so. Football is team sports, and football is big on strategy, tactics. It has gone scientific, guys. Sometimes even nutrition, sometimes the kind of play from your club side, it matters. That's why if you see some clubs in Europe, they have a proper curriculum that they use from their school, from their academies. They monitor teams. That's why I see the clubs. They want to have their academies and they're signing players from age 5 so that you grow up, you understand it. Football is serious business, guys. If you guys know the economics that football is controlling worldwide, Nigeria will not be playing with it. That's why it's just so annoying. And if you check, go look, listen to the football community. I was listening to Colin Hood on Spaces, and he said it would be a blessing, proper blessing, we don't go for the World Cup. I agree. But on the flip side, I think about the players. I think about the fans. I think about the media. There's just so much that happens when you go to... I was at the World Cup. I even delayed going to Qatar from the quarterfinals because there was no Nigeria. What am I going to do? And I felt it. I felt it when I saw Nigerians there. They just want to come and see football, but it would have just been perfect if their country was there. I remember when I went to, the World Cup in Brazil, when we were going to Curitiba to play Iran, there was a delegation, over 4,000 Nigerians. I said, Brazil, where did they come from? That's how much we love our football. So when we miss out of competitions like this, yes, I know that it is going to make our leaders feel bad. The ones who want to make money out of it that cannot make money, they're just going to think about it being selfish. But me, I think about the fans. I think about fans bragging rights, Some people just use the World Cup. It's a 4-year cycle. Oh, when Nigeria is playing, I was to travel. Just go and see them, witness them play football. The best thing that happens to me at the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar was being inside that stadium and watch that classic between France and Argentina. That I witnessed that. I'll tell my children's children. It was look, that memory will never leave my life. Oh, that football match. Gracious goodness. The stadium, the ambience, the passion, the people. That football is powerful, That's why countries do everything to try to be at the World Cup. And when Gianni Infantino said FIFA was expanding the format, they said, we aren't thinking about money, because if FIFA does a World Cup of 20 teams, they will still make money. It commands attention globally. The man said, we want to help small countries tell their stories. Cape Verde. The objective is already achieved. Uzbekistan will be at the World Cup. Go on and say they will beat them, whatever. But look at the celebrations happening in Cape Verde already. It has brought the people together. They haven't been to the World Cup. And I love the PR campaign FIFA seems to be doing. If you qualify for the World Cup, the president will welcome you. Thank you. It does something. But for Nigeria, we are too big to be struggling to qualify for the World Cup. And then we go there and we struggle to play and win. It's tiring. So yeah, I just hope that we need to have reformers. Our leaders are not reformers. That's the biggest problem. Just think if Osimhen did not score 3 goals, we cannot score up to that amount of goals. Look, I think today the stars are aligned for Nigeria. Osimhen or not, Nigeria would have won that game. It would have done as Frank Onyeka. I just gave Frank Onyeka. I don't even think Frank Onyeka has scored for Super Eagles. The man just entered and saw a chance, boom, scored it, entered. Football is spiritual, guys. when when jungle mature and you need to perform, you will. I keep using Chelsea at the FIFA Club World Cup. Ticket cuts now. Who would have thought with PSG, with the fire they were carrying, they were arguably the best team in Europe to that World Cup Club World Cup final. Chelsea, boom, boom, boom. Who would have thought? You can't tell me you saw that. You cannot know. You dare not. I've been doing this football business for over 20 years. You cannot tell me with my knowledge of football. So today, I'm doing TikTok. I'm not doing Facebook. So today, football, the stars aligned for Nigeria. From the press conference, you could feel it. Look, it's insulting. The players, they'll look at themselves and say, see us, look at what we are going through. How did we get here? And if they look in the room, they look at the man in the mirror, they will see themselves. They are the cause on the pitch. Yes, I know administratively, but if they want to talk about the shame, it's them. Because your NFF president, your NFF secretary general, your NFF, they don't care. They will travel with the team. They will enter the same private jet. They will collect their ESTA code. And nobody will yap them. Nobody will come here and say, this one is selfish, stingy. It is the players everybody will attack. And at the end of the day, if push comes to shove, they will tell coach, bye-bye, we're not doing with you again. And they will now use more money to go and hire a new coach. So that's why it's important that leadership will get it right. Because everything rises and falls on leadership. You know, I've changed it from a topsy-turvy journey to an incredible one. Because this is just God trying to give Nigeria a second chance. That 10 African countries will play at the FIFA World Cup for the first time next year. For the first time, 10 African countries. And it won't be Nigeria. We're talking about football in Africa at the global level. And Nigeria will not be there. Oh, no, guys. It's heart-wrenching. No, it's difficult. It is very, very difficult, you know. So yeah, it is what it is. We just hope that we learn and then we get there. Mortala, let me see. Where did I stop? We need to sort. David, congrats, Ghana. So, Chukwuosi, yeah, the lesson is that don't wait for last minute to wake up. That's right. Planning and organizing can even correct that from the beginning. They didn't send now. Lesotho will come and beat us in Uyo. You think it's church or church? Show walk-ins. That's what they would have said, Lesotho. Oh, please, let's focus on AFCON and now we'll go and make money. Until Lesotho came there. Lesotho scored. And the good thing with that game, I was like, okay, that's happened. Semi Ajayi scored, I think, 7 minutes after Lesotho scored. He equalized for Nigeria. 50-something minutes. So Nigeria played, after scoring, played almost 25 minutes of football and couldn't score Lesotho. Man, I don't know. So yeah, I agree with you. This last minute wake up. Murtala Abiola, you can't keep changing coaches and expect the team to maintain the same shape. Never. We use 3 coaches for the qualifiers, which means you need to keep changing your style to blend to a coach. Okay, Murtala, let me tell you this. I was going to the World Cup in Qatar and I met one of the backroom staff with the French team. And we're talking, one of the assistant coaches, I think he was in charge of, physio or something. We met in Istanbul. He was taking a connecting flight. And I said, no, N'Golo Kante. Guys, you remember that French team now to the World Cup? A lot of people, no Pogba, no Nkunku. A lot of top players were missing. I think 7 or 8. That's how France do it. It's going to be difficult for you guys, though. And they are the defending champions. I said, how will France make it to... How will France play? The guy said, relax, my man. It's a system. It's plug and play. Baba, if you like, you just need to bring an intelligent coach who knows the job and he will thrive with this French team. Did France not reach final? Is it not luck Argentina used to beat them via penalties? I said I was traveling back. I was just thinking what that guy said. He said it's a system. It's plug and play. And France made it to the final. Almost dead French team. The influential players were out. I mean, just N'Golo Kante not being in that team. You start wondering how they're going to cope, how they're going to do it. The guy said it's a system, that they've built a system. Oh, Lord. It's a lot of work. No pain, no gain. Nigeria will need to know this. All this wuru to the answer doesn't work anymore. We'll keep getting embarrassed. We'll be disgraced. He said it's a system that is plug and play. Check now, guys, see England. How come when you watch small Burnley, you are entertained? You watch Sunderland, you are entertained. I've gone to watch a lot of games in the Championship. I'll say, this is not Premier League. Stadium generating almost same revenue, same passion, same commitment. I'll say, this is not Arsenal versus Man U now. This is Ipswich versus MK Dons. Look at the stadium. It's a system. Nigeria, we have to wake up. We have to stop playing. Style of playing, it's killing. The time the goal was considered was so late. Exactly. SKRM, your analysis is top notch. Right on, brother. Thank you. Feel the love. I'm doing this for you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm still putting together that show. And I'm just doing this one now to, get into the live talk. And shout out to Igwe for encouraging me to do it. So when I get a streaming platform, I'll link all of the different platforms, and you guys can come on. I'd like to see you, SK. I'd like to see you, Abiola. I'd like to see all of you guys who, admire what I do. So that we do it together. To be fun. We do it for the love of the game, So yeah, I already told you the name. It's the viewers view. I just want to know what you guys think, because I believe that together we can make this world a better place. And trust me, I know these people that administer sports in Nigeria. They look at my channel, they talk to me. So when they hear you speak, when you let them understand that you know what they are doing, you are following what they are doing, they will sit up. And that's why I want to have that conversation. I'm big on citizen journalism. I believe that we as the people, we have a power to change things, So shout out to SKRM. Well, thank you for that encouragement. Okay, Chukwu, Siasia is to be blamed for that Benin encounter in Abidjan. Why Siasia? What did Siasia do? What did Siasia do for that Benin encounter in Abidjan? Siasia, Finidi George, you mean? Finidi George was the coach. I'm not going to blame Finidi George. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the class of 94. They do no wrong in my eyes. The class of 94, they did not give Finidi George the support I needed. Look at the way they even took the man out. You have a coach, the team is struggling. You came out and you gave a vote of no confidence. The NFF released the communique saying that they are shopping for a new coach. You have a man who is still engaged. That was just match day 4. Why not give him the sort of support you're giving to Eric Shell? Why not say, okay, first they gave Finidi George the job, Ogechukwu, because he was an assistant to Jose Pizarro. So the damages that Jose Pizarro did, you think it's not going to affect Finidi George also in any way? And our people, we know see finish. You'll get see finish from NFF. You get see finish from media. You get see finish from players. So it was hard. It was tough. So Finidi George didn't do anything wrong. There was no system. Yeah. Just as that guy told me. You live on Facebook now, just TikTok and YouTube. No, it will not, because we did not go to last World Cup. What blessing was it? What did we learn? Nothing. Absolutely. we learned nothing from it. You know why? Because we went to AFCON, we got to the final. Everybody say, "Oh, we are fine. We're doing just well." Um, alone, but who are we playing playoff with? We're playing Gabon, for the CAF playoff, and after that we'll now go intercontinental. Um, if not for what they are going through, that is how they would have looked down. Absolutely. If this was match day 8, I can beat my chest. Nigeria, all through the qualifiers, when did this? Tell me one result that you saw 3-0. The highest result they got was the 2-0 in Kigali. Highest 2-0. Yes, you are very correct, Okechukwu. If not for the situation that they found themselves, they've been pushed against the wall. And I said, no, 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 no. They have to just do something. That was it. Otherwise, they were still going to fumble. It was so sure. So going forward, should we invest emotions to the second chance support? We have to. Isn't that all we can do? We have to support the team. That's all we can do. Support our team. Just do it for the love of the game, Be there for them. That's all we can do. Yeah, you said Finidi. Yeah, I remember. You remember how Osimhen even came for him. You see what I'm saying? You see that Osimhen situation. I don't talk about it because people misconstrued my point. When I said what I said. This is the age of social media, and the internet never forgets. So let's let that go. I know how they came for me. That's because I was supporting Finidi George. So yeah, guys, that's the story. Thank you so much for engaging. I like it so much. So for those of you asking, Nigeria will play Gabon in the playoff. Look, did I not say it on this live? I said we'll beat Benin Republic, but I just don't know if it was going to be the sort of win that will take us to the playoff. And then they surpassed my expectations. And then they said to themselves that they cannot continue like this, that they need to show workings, that they have suffered too long, and they carry the annoyance from all of the other things that they've done. See, small Cape Verde is having 23 points. Nigeria is finishing with 17, and they minus 7-2 now with 15 on the playoffs table. This is embarrassing. Yeah, it's a long journey. You play CAF playoff, and then you Lord Sugar, then you now go and play Intercontinental. And the biggest problem they have with this team is their mentality. And then they've been through so much. This team, they've been through so much. So when people are coming for them, don't forget that mental health is important. Now, don't forget what they go through for Libya. You guys are forgetting. You think it's easy to go through that sort of thing, and then the next minute you're thinking about playing football and winning big. You see, those are part of the issues. We're forgetting that the experience too in South Africa wasn't all that. That cattle ranch that they took us to in Bloemfontein. All I know is still not playing football tomorrow because he got injured. And Wilfred Ndidi also got injured. Walking into the stadium, he slipped, fell. Was it Simon slipped? So all of these things, it affects people. We're going to have World Trauma Day on the 17th. Some players, when they think of even going through injury, surgery, it's a lot for these players. That's why I find it very difficult to blame them. Unless when, it is Lesotho versus Nigeria and it is 1-1. What's going on now? Come on, guys. But aside that, you also need to consider that they're humans. They also have feelings. They also go through stuff. Some of them are like when people were coming for Stanley Wabale, I say, calm down. Man just lost very important members of his family. Those people were probably pillars to his life. It will affect you. There's no way if you're human. So we got to, be careful how we come out, and say some of the things we say. See, for instance, what they went through with coming back from Polokwane, and then the aircraft had a cracked windshield. Those things are scary. The pilot saying that, I don't have visual connection anymore because of this cracked stuff. Easily, the plane can crash land, the plane can drop. All of those things affect people, So it's important I put this out there so we understand, Yeah, Oga playoffs are hard. Exactly, and I've said it that Nigeria, we don't do so well with the playoffs. It's just something about playoffs that, I do not know. I don't know, with playoffs. So But guys, we can I can never turn back. Oh no, no. We've come too far. We cannot go back now. We need to just support the team. When you need to be online and just say a word of encouragement. Let's not use social media to troll them or anything. Just give them your support. If you really want to be at the World Cup, I think the World Cup in 2026 will be a fantastic World Cup. So it will be good to have Nigeria there. It will help our football if only our leaders will be strategic with it. Be good for our fans, be good for our population, our markets. It was very good for us. So let's wish them well, guys. TikTok guys, what's going on? Drop comments, drop comments. TikTok guys, let's take up the likes. Let's take up the likes. Nice win today, but unlucky on not making it. Yeah, because they didn't have their destiny in their hands. They had their destiny in the hands of some other persons. And look at where they dropped their destiny. Rwanda. No disrespect to their Amavubis, but when Benin Republic went to beat them at home, I knew that, look, they'll be playing for nothing. TikTok people, thank you. Let's take up the likes. Let's take up the likes. TikTok people, shout out to my guys on YouTube. Don't forget, guys, I'll try to be doing this. Maybe we do this once every week, yeah, once every week. When I've gotten into the group, then I get launch, the viewers view. Stan, they failed to make hay while it's still early. Exactly, make hay while the sun shines. Very important. Super Eagles got serious when it was already too late. You're so apt, bro. They left it late. Guys, I keep telling you, when you come and I talk sports, don't just talk results. Look at life values. Anything you need to do it well. Start well. No procrastination. That is what our world of sport does. There's so much life values, so much life lessons in it. And that's why I try to do my content to motivate people. I teach diligence, determination, discipline, courage, resilience. They are all in our world of sports. Check what the Super Eagles showed at the end of the day. A strong story of resilience, but they left it late. So imagine if they were giving 4-4-0, 4-4-0. I wouldn't be in the conversation of South Africa. Benin Republic played all their games away from home. And Benin Republic entered match day 10 as group leaders. So guys, please, let's learn, let's learn from these things. It's very, very important. It will help us grow as people, to help you get, results oriented. If you have a vision, provide clarity to it, and execute. That is what we lack with football administration, with sports administration, not just for the country generally. Which system is working? And everything is on leadership, It's on leadership. So in our own way, let's show love. Hey, shout out my Vorian. Thank you. Sava, good. Super Eagles are finally clicking. If you didn't change too many coaches you'd have been through. Thank you so much, Kay. Thank you. That's so true. But I gave a story of this the French assistant coach that I met. If there's a system, easy peasy. Anything can happen. A coach might get injured. A coach might, have a medical condition or something. And if you have a working system in place, you just continue. That's why it's important to build structures, to build systems, and keep it productive, keep it going. Those things help, So that's what we really need to do in Nigeria. But look at when our Principals Cup, the academicals, for those who are still young, there was a time we had the academicals that from the schools were getting people. The academicals grew into Principals Cup, grew into Nuga, Nigerian University Games. But we got to a point now that when so much money started getting into football, just started chasing it, and we abandoned the small structures that we had built from the past. That was a problem, That was a problem with Nigeria. So it's not just about, the changing of the coaches. There was no vision. There was no clarity. They did not define this mission, so they didn't know what they wanted to get from it. A small Cape Verde would have said, let's dare to dream. What's there? We're going to have 10 African teams at the World Cup, and we've been going to the AFCON. Our strategies have been working. Our structures seem to be productive. Why can't we dream of going to the World Cup? Who is Cameroon? What has Cameroon done with their football? Angola, no, Angola is probably better in basketball, but in football, I think in the last 5 years we've done well and our structures are working. So boom, let's go. Cape Verde is qualified for the World Cup. What's the name? Global 4. Thank you, Austin. NFF Shield. Oh, sorry, I can't even. Victor Osimhen, what a diamond. I know. What a star. He's a big star. He's a big star. The man took things personal today. You know, what a player. What a player. That first goal, the way he finished it off. Wow. The technique in the second goal. Top player, Victor Osimhen, you know. There's absolutely no reason why he's not playing in any top league in Europe. I do not just understand. Man should be either Premier League or Serie. Okay, Serie A is out of it because of what Napoli did. Should be playing in La Liga or Premier League minimum. Because that's Victor Osimhen's standard. That is the standard. They didn't take serious initially until this last game. They are 9 a tight spot. Exactly. It's what you sow, you reap. Turkish league, not top. Well, come on, bro. They say you should pick Turkish league, French league. No disrespect. Turkish league, French league. You pick Turkish league. I don't want to put La Liga in that conversation. Nah. No disrespect. Turkish league, you call Galatasaray, you call Fenerbahce, you call Besiktas. What else? Yeah. Anyway, it's all good. Thank you, TikTok. Thank you, TikTok people. Let's get the likes up. I'm about to wrap this up now. So, guys, thank you so much for doing this with me. Thank you, my YouTube family. Thank you for, you guys pushed me. I'm not really big on live, but I see the way you engage on my content, by the way. Remember to subscribe to the channel, Proudly Austin. We're approaching 11,500 followers. Let's take it up to 12K. I really want to do something for the fans, but in the meantime, I'm having fun, creating content for you guys, so let's keep it going. Thank you so much for the love. I'm about to wrap up. Is there anything you guys want to talk about? Ask me questions. TikTok, let's take up the likes. Ask me questions. YouTube. Thanks so much, Muritala Abiola. Thank you, Time Out with Ogechuko Yelusi. Thank you, Aderemi Ishola. Thank you, SK Aremu. Thank you, David Abutu. I liked that your comment, particularly we're going to learn from Morocco. There is no shame. There is no shame in life, guys. I've said it. Use our sports to learn. Get yourself role models. Get yourself people who are winning, and the objective should be that you get better than them. Look at their format. Go adopt yours through theirs and surpass whatever they're doing. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'm just saying thank you to everyone that has joined this live. Okubanjo Timilane, thank you. Always supporting my channel. I see your comments, you engage, you share. Thank you, Lord Mayor. Thank you to the South Africans that joined. Thank you to the Ghanaians that joined. Kelvin City, thank you. Danny, thank you. Haruna on Christ the Solid Rock. Bro, you are top notch. Always hitting the nail on the head. I feel humbled. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the love. Yep. That's about it for YouTube, TikTok. Unfortunately, I can't go up there to scroll, but I see you guys. I appreciate. So, sir, did Nigeria qualify for the World Cup? Not yet. Nigeria qualified for the CAF playoff. Okay, we qualified for the CAF playoff. We'll play the CAF playoff, and then if we win that, we'll now go to play the Intercontinental one, and then we'll take it up, from there. So that's why I say, guys, this is the best time ever to support the team. We're going to be playing Gabon, So with time, we'll get more information about that. But I'm sure the Super Eagles made your day. 4-0 is a massive win. They scored goals. They were fantastic. Was there any threat? Did Stanley Wabali make any save? I don't even think. This Benin team, they are good though. I watched them in Kigali against Rwanda. They controlled that game. Caught Rwanda on the counter to even score. They've been so good, This is not Benin Republic that destroyed Lesotho 4-0 or 5-0. So it's a big win, for Nigeria. That playoffs will choke, my brother. I no lie. You think choke, choke. But it's Nigeria. No disrespect to those other guys. It's Nigeria. It's not because of how we've done our football. Let's be sincere now. Let's be sincere. If you want to talk Gabon in the last 10 years, it's not only Obama and people hear from there. Let's be sincere now. We are the ones who have brought sea finish our way, you know. Cameroon come and play us with Onana. We chop 7. Leave, they no reach. Now we just they mess up. I respect Burkina Faso, I like because they show consistency. Even from 2013, when we beat them in the AFCON and coming down, check, they've been consistent. I think even the AFCON in Cameroon in 2021, I was there. They played the 3rd place match with Cameroon. They've been consistent. So those kind of people that have the underdog tags, I can even fear them, because those are the people that when they now see top teams like Nigeria, they will tie gilly, and then they will come there and play very frustrating football. Not only Osimhen will get. You can't say that, bro. I'm Lord Sugar. Say you are sorry. You cannot say that. It's no longer Burkina Faso. Who is it? Who is it? The Cheetahs, I'm saying, they're just different. Let me see. I know Gichuku sent it to me too. There's been all sort of. Yeah, it's Burkina Faso. I'm seeing here. It says Burkina Faso. Gabon, Cameroon, Nigeria, Burkina Faso. So it says change to DR Congo again. What DR Congo played 1-0 today now? Wasn't it 1-0 that match ended? We need to get an official statement from CAF because all of these permutations. The Burkina Faso had better goal difference. I'll have a look. Anyway, DR Congo. Okay, we'll see. Congo. Let's see, Congo. Okay. Anyway, none of them can beat Nigeria. That's one that I know. So we'll see. We'll see. TikTok people, thank you. Nigeria is playing against Gabon. Yeah, we said that already. And don't shake it. If we can beat Benin Republic, we'll beat Gabon. We'll trash Benin Republic. So guys, like never before, this is where our faith should show, show that we can support the team, They've been coming from 16th November 2023. It's been a journey. What a journey, So wait to see if they can go further with it. Yeah, so can I go now, guys? I've tried 1 hour 37 minutes. Maybe I go off YouTube and then I talk to my guys on TikTok, read some more comments, and then we wrap it up. So I want to say thank you so much to the guys on YouTube. I appreciate the love. You guys have been the ones showing love. Guys on TikTok, go subscribe, please, to Proudly Austin on YouTube. That's where I drop everything, and I'm coming with a bang from next month, big time. So I have exclusive interviews coming up. Now that this qualifier is done, I have an interview with the chairman of the National Sports Commission. I'll put it up. I still have my Ashley Prompter special interview. The good thing is it's evergreen. She told me a beautiful story about football. It's going to come up on the channel. I have a special interview with the Director General of the National Sports Commission. That interview will come up. I have an interview with Dan Aziz, former British Commonwealth and European welterweight champion. It's there. I have a special interview with Michael Hunter, heavyweight boxer. It's there. So there's lots happening. And then I will go back to my entertainment content, There was a big independence party from Nigeria. It's evergreen. We'll put it on there. And then as we approach the end of the year, there's what I call rewind. I'll rewind time to some of those fantastic moments that I've had in our world of sports that I think can inspire us, particularly when I went to the Olympics and the Paralympics. Loads of interviews in the can, and I'm going to start putting all of them up, so you watch it. Thank you so much. I'll see you around again. Guys, don't forget, stay focused, keep winning, because life is definitely what will make it. I'll see you around again. For the YouTube people, that's it. Okay.